You know, the only person that's gonna love me on Valentine's Day is no one, but the only things that are gonna be fucking on Valentine's Day are my Pokemon. Yo guys, what's up? It's TrevorMan5 here, and today we've got a special video coming directly to you. Today we're gonna be talking about something that I've wanted for a long time. Today, we are going to be talking about backlight GameBoy Color. Yes, I've always wanted one of these because ever since I got into modding Game Boys, the whole Game Boy family line, I realized that out of all of them, the Game Boy Color was the most hardest to mod. Backlit wise, I should say, because the thing always had a frontlit mod, but it never really had a backlit mod. I mean, the Game Boy Advance did, but you had to use an AGS 101 model screen to do that. The original Game Boy did, but you really had to cut out the screen and all that and put it in like a new filter and all that. It was neat. It was definitely neat. It was a nice way to play your Game Boy games, like in other form factors, that wasn't the Advance SP. You know, in ways that weren't this little fucker right here. I mean, I love this little fucker, but like the form factor is just, it's not always comfy. It's like playing Mario Kart on the original 3DS. Your hands get crampy after a very long while. And so when I finally heard that these things got a backlit screen, a proper backlit screen, an IPS screen nonetheless, I was like, get me one now. And I did. I ordered this one. This custom made one, I should say. I got it from my friend Josh, who I actually met through winning a competition for this little guy, an IPS backlit Game Boy Advance, which has a rechargeable battery too. Sadly, the Game Boy Color does not. You can add one, but kind of not my alley. But after talking to him, getting to know him, I was like, you know, have you heard of the Game Boy Color mods? He's like, yeah, I actually do those. I'm like, sick. And so through Twitter DMs, I ordered one. We went back and forth on the design and stuff, and I just settled on, I want green case, orange buttons, and a Pokemon lens. I thought I said maybe orange, like an orange, you know, battery thing. I could be wrong, and if I was, and I didn't ask him for it, I can just order another shell. They're like $12 on the internet, like for a good shell. So it's really not that bad. I also like to mention that he gave me extra screwdrivers. Like I didn't already have screwdrivers, Josh. Come on, man. Come on. He also sends personal notes too. You know, like, and I love his notes. He's talking about like how it was just yesterday that he gave me the Game Boy Advance. I'm just like, which I thought I never would win. Actually, I never thought I would win that Game Boy Advance. It was so odd to actually win it. I was like, what? But anyways. Enough dabbling. If you actually want to talk to Josh though and order modded Game Boy Advances or Game Boy Colors, I will send a link to his Twitter and his Etsy shop if you guys want to do it. Now they are pricey because they're modded and he's modding them himself, so you got to pay for like the service fee and stuff. But after holding this and stuff and playing it for a while, it's some really good stuff. He also makes sure everything works. He does, I promise. Anyways, let's look at the Game Boy Color. Now, as you can see, the Game Boy Color looks really nice. Really, like, it also feels nice in the hands and stuff. The form factor of the Game Boy Color was, of course, like in the form of the original Game Boy, but just smaller, more compact. It's a little bigger than the Pocket and stuff. I do love the Pokemon Gen 2 glass screen that he and I chose. It's really nice. Like, because Gen 2 is my favorite generation of Pokemon, and what else would be the epitome of the original Game Boy / Game Boy Color line than Gen 2 Pokemon? You know? That's better than Gen 1. I'm not sorry about that. You got the Game Boy Color like label and stuff. You got the backlit with some nice Duracell long-lasting batteries in there. We got Pokemon Gold in there. We've got nice buttons and look at that. That is really nice. Now the screen just looks amazing. Like, it looks so crystal clear. I'm gonna restart this gold copy and actually play through it entirely on this. Luckily, I have the save data backed up on my 3DS, actually, because I transferred it from here to the 3DS copy of Pokemon Gold. So it's not going to be that bad. But if you look at the screen, it's so nice. Also, Josh installed the dimmer. That's what I'm calling it. Now there's a dimmer he installed on the IR sensor on the Game Boy Color that if you press it, where's the IR sensor? He said it's a little finicky. Well, looks like I can't get the IR sensor to work. I'll talk to Josh about that. But he apparently did get it to work, actually. He did do a full testing of this, so something must have happened in the mail. You know how the mail can be. Which kind of sucks, but, you know, it's a little thing. I don't even know if I was ever going to use it that much, but still. God, these colors are so good, though. I'm going to take out gold. Actually, let's get into an encounter real quick. Oh, look at that. Oh, Gen 2 Sparkles, best Sparkles. You can't debate me on this. It's an opinion, but you can't debate me on this. So, I'm going to turn in Crystal now, actually, and I'm going to show off my shiny Celebi, because why not? And just, you know, then I'll get some more Game Boy Color games. Okay, so, I forget where the fuck I am in this game right now. Oh, I'm Goldenrod. That's a perfect place to actually show off Celebi and the shiny Mew I have. Actually, the Mew is legitimate, though. It's actually from a Pokemon event. I forget what the guy's name was that had the save file uploaded, but it's actually from a Pokemon event. Ooh, look at those bright colors on Celebi. Look at him. Look at this. Eat him up. I just love those. I really cannot wait to play Gold on this. Play Gold on a backlit screen on a Game Boy Color. Tail's still technically unheard of. There's the shiny Mew. But yeah, it's still technically unheard of because not a lot of people know that the Game Boy Color has a backlit screen. Or you can. And the thing that do it, if you haven't done your research, is that they basically just throw away or take out the actual screen, and they just pop in a new IPS screen with ribbon cables and stuff to make it work for the GBC. Of course, there is some soldering involved for the IR sensor, but sadly, that thing's not working right now. I'll talk to Josh about it again. But still, though, also the casing will have to have some modification to it. Mostly on the inside. They're going to have to make some room and stuff. But if you buy a case, if you want to do this mod yourself and buy a case for it, to put the screen in, you can either trim it yourself or have the person who's selling it to you trim it themselves, which is very nice. Okay, I'm going to save. I got a complete Pokedex on this file, and look at that time. That's a lot of time. It should be more with as much time as I spent hunting Celebi. But still. I got a whole stack of games here. I got Green, I've got a hack Pokemon game, and I've got another hack Pokemon game, but it's a full color version of Pokemon Red. And this is the case for Crystal. So let's switch to the Pokemon Red hack copy. Now these hack Pokemon games, like fan-made ones, you can get them off of AliExpress or eBay. Though I recommend AliExpress just because of how cheap they are. I literally just bought a a hacked game version of Super Mario Land called Super Pika Land, where basically it's a Pokemon version of Super Mario Land for the Game Boy. So yeah. And I bought it for like $5. Of course it'll take like a month to get here, but if you buy them in bulk, nah, it won't matter. So yeah, so let's go to Professor Oak since I'm still beginning in this game. Gen 1's not my most favorite generation, I want to be honest. It's not. It's the most bland and boring. Oh, shit, I forgot I didn't get the parcel. To me, it's the most bland and boring. Like, Yeah, it's the one that started it all, and it's the one that sold the most, but that doesn't mean it's the best. To me, Generation 2 is the best. Generation 2 was the sequel that Pokemon definitely deserved at that time. It was the swan song before swan song for Pokemon. I mean, you get the Battle Red in Generation 2. You can't really beat that. Well, I mean, you can. It's called their remakes. I got Oak's Parcel. But you know what? I might actually save. I'm actually played this a lot more too. I don't know. But let's switch to Pokemon Crystal. We're gonna save the Pokemon Green version for last. And yes, that is a legitimate version of. This is a legit copy of Pokemon Green, not some fake one. Mado's Hacks. Pokemon Christmas. It's basically a hacked version of Pokemon Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you know, but with what is it? But with like new Pokemon added. Maybe we'll get one. But yeah, this is a nice hack. I went through a whole phase of buying hacked Pokemon games, like fan-made games and stuff. It was really sweet. There's an encounter. God, these encounters are so slow. Oh, it's just a regular fucking Pidgey. Get out of here, Pidgey! No one wants you. Unless you're shiny, of course, then I'll take you. I swear there's like a Swinub or something on this route. Oh, never mind. It's a Zigzagoon. See? Nice, but fan-made games can do that, you know, Pokemon actually can't. Sorry, Game Freak actually can't. It's just... the screen is just so nice. I love it. I just can't get enough of it. Oh my god. And it really makes the winter aesthetic in this game really pop out. Like, I feel like it looks better in person than it does, like, on screen, but still. Like, would this not make you want to play more games? Or if you have a backlog of Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, not want to play them more? Now, Josh did also recommend that I use, like, extended batteries. Oh, I never got to this part. He recommends that I use extended batteries, you know, like, because these things drain, like, regular batteries really fast. So you might want to get extendable rechargeable batteries. Which I told him I will. And he gave me a link to them. And they're $33, but he says they're worth it, so I trust him. Oh, well, stop up. I got a Pokedex. I love fan Pokemon games because they can bring new life into a game. Look at this. Look at the. That's so cute. Yo, I knew there was a reason why I like this, to be honest. Anyway, let's move on to the last one, Pokemon Green. God, it took me so many tries to get this to work. Yes, Pocket Monsters Green version. Oh, I must have not restarted this game or something. I know I did input a new battery. Every time I get an old Pokemon game, like any from the Game Boy to the Game Boy Advance games, I always put new batteries in them. Just because either the save file is gone, and if it isn't, I back it up, and then I put in a new save file. Then I put in a battery, then I restore it. Unless it's Pokemon, the Gen 3 games. Then it's just like, oh, I can just fucking install a new battery just to make sure the time works. How can this dude forget the name of his own grandson? That's stupid. Let's go. It's saved. remember as a kid being so enamored by Pokemon Green. The fact that it was the only one not to come out of Japan when the original games were coming out. And the fact that there's a legend of the Lavender Town theme where it would make kids commit suicide. There was this whole thing around it, and when I looked on Amazon, I thought it was a very expensive game because Amazon had it on sale for $30 plus. People were selling for that much. I was like, what the fuck? But then when I went on eBay, years later, like probably 2 years later, if anything, I got this for like $5. Japanese Pokemon games are so cheap. They are so cheap. Come on. Come on, let me choose. That's Squirtle. Nope. Where's my boy? Where's my lizard boy? There he is. I gotta choose my lizard boy, guys. I'm not sorry. I had nothing against Squirtle and Bulbasaur personally, though I do like making fun of them from time to time. I gotta choose my boy. I'm a fire type trainer. He's been my boy since the beginning. Ever since I did play my first Gen 1 game, which was Gen 3. Technically. I played the remakes. Fun fact too, actually, before I turn this off and we end the video. Safe batteries in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, the Gen 1 games, would last longer than in the Gen 2 games because the Gen 2 games batteries not only kept the save files alive, but also made the clock run, which is how you had the real-time clock. So with the save file and the clock running all at once, it made the battery drain faster, which is why you would have a better chance of finding Gen 1 games with save files and not Gen 2 games. You know? It's a nice little fun fact for you guys. But let's call this wrap and let's end this video because, God, I got a lot to edit. Okay, guys. Now, my final thoughts on this thing. Josh did a really good job. I really do enjoy this Game Boy Color. Like, it is now a dream come true for me. The fact that I can now play Game Boy Color with a backlit at any time. I don't need to try to playing it during the daytime, or if I'm trying to play it at night, try to look for passing street lights in the car, like, or try to go up to a lamp and like, you know, like, oh, this is just really nice. Also, there are IPS screens for the original Game Boy and the Game Boy Pocket too. And of course the Game Boy Advance. But the Game Boy Pocket and Game Boy Original are really nice too because they have like the Game Boy Original has a lot, has an extra feature where I think the contrast dial basically instead of becoming contrast dial becomes like a color coordinating pile. I don't know. You replace the whole like front panel with a new thing, and you gotta do some soldering and stuff. It's, oh my God, it's probably a nightmare for people that don't know how to solder, and I'm scared to even attempt it. The Game Boy Pocket. Stupid. The Game Boy Pocket also has some soldering to do, but it's more simple than the original Game Boy. But still, it makes the Game Boy Pocket look so good. I wanted to have IPS screens in all my Game Boy system, and I'm going to eventually, which is going to be nice. So yeah, despite the IR sensor not working, I definitely recommend picking this up. Whether you want to make it yourself or get it through someone like Josh, who again, I will put his Twitter and Etsy down in the description below. You know, I gotta support him. He did make this, and I do consider him a friend. I mean, if I didn't, I wouldn't have ordered from him. So this cost me around like $150 too. Okay? So remember, this is not something you can buy off on a whim. This is something you are going to have to use, or you're going to cherish, or whatever, you know? So I do recommend thinking about it. Also, if you want him to do like a custom case, like a custom painted case, have like a Suicune on it or whatever, that will definitely add some extra, and you will have to wait longer. I ordered this in December, and it's now February. So yeah, it's gonna take a while. But again, it's worth it. And again, if you want a custom case, it will add extra, and you will have to wait longer because he's going to have to put an order in to someone, you know, and all that stuff. But they come out, mwah. And if I ever get rich, I'm like, yo, Josh, like, hit me up with some of those custom cases and stuff, and like, you know, all that. Because you can never have too many Game Boys. I'm not wrong. But what do you guys think, actually? Do you actually like the modded Game Boy Color? Do you think it's worth it? Do you guys really want one? Or is it just something that, you know, people shouldn't really give a shit about and just, you know, play it on like their Game Boy Advances, their SPs, whatever, or some other, you know, better form of playing? Give me your thoughts, opinions in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, add your favorites. Check Josh out if you want to order something like this, or if you want to order a modded Game Boy Advance. He does this and Game Boy Colors, and hopefully soon he'll start doing like original Game Boys and Game Boy Pockets too. And if he does, then I'll buy an original Game Boy from him. You know why? The Pocket I'm gonna do myself, but the original Game Boy, I'll buy it from him. That's just straight facts. Anyway, guys, this is TraverMan5 signing off. Have fun being retro.